And welcome to this live stream. I'm Laura Riley. This is Nato Riley. We're doing
I'm
this
here.
over on Nato's LinkedIn or on his LinkedIn profile. So we thought we'd have him sneak on for a second. Nato's here in the background, so if you guys have any questions or anything for him, he's here. Yeah. So anyway, we just wanted to come on tonight. Nato is busy right now. We're kind of night people. This is kind of normal working time for us, which is wonderful because we run our own business, so we get to be really flexible about when we work. Gonna go on a really short rant before we get into the meat of the things, which is, well, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about the things, and then I'm going to go for a little rant. Which, the reason we're here today is we are talking about the newest resource from Cloud Underground, which is the Draft Squad Survival Guide, Business Model, and ebook. This is a free resource that we are offering. It's going to be a companion to a course that we are currently working on. That's what Nato is working on right now. And so that's going to be coming out very soon in the next few days. And yeah. So that'll be like our Merry Christmas present to everyone out there. And we hope you can get a lot of value from the ebook, the Drop Squad business model, and that guide that we have put together for you all. So I was going to talk a little bit about, because I see this all the time, and I think this is something Nato and I talk a lot about, the whole concept of so we're working right now. It's 7:20 at night where we are, but this is kind of like regular time for us to work. And I see this advice like on LinkedIn every day that's like, if you're not getting up at like 6 a.m. and doing work, then you're just missing out on all this time of productivity or whatever. I think the more valuable advice when it comes to that kind of thing is that you just need to have self-awareness and work when it works for you and when you're like the most active and when your mind is the most active. And yeah, you certainly, especially if you run a business, you need to have business hours during times that other people are working, because you can't just, be working in a vacuum by yourself all the time. So we, of course, are also available during normal business hours. But we do a lot of our like really productive like development stuff, course development, editing, copywriting, web design. A lot of that stuff happens for us during outside of normal business hours. So Nato's shaking his head. Yes, he agrees. So anyway, I'm gonna pop over to a different screen now so you guys can see the Drop Squad Survival Guide that we have put together, and you guys can kind of get a feel for that. There's also a link to that in the description of this video and in the comment, or in the in the comments or description for this video. So go check that out, and you can go and get this guide for free. So here it is. This is the Drop Squad Survival Guide. Automate the boring things business model. So Automate the boring things is the name of the course that we are working on and developing right now as well. It's going to be an ebook as well as like an RPG experience where you can kind of, I'll talk about that a little bit more. But anyway, as we go through, it'll make more sense. So here's our Drop Squad Survival Guide. Oh, here it helps if you. Okay, so of course, jellyfish. Lots of jellyfish in here. So these are the software requirements that you will need, and as well as just kind of the software stack that we recommend for this. I'm not going to go too into it. You can get this resource and go over it yourself. So this is kind of our recommended.
It's just what we use.
Yeah, this is kind of just the baseline system that we use and recommend. We recommend A Better Business Model from Seth Godin. You can actually like Google that. It's on his website. And it's basically just breaking your business plan into 5 essential sections of truth, assertions, alternatives, people, and money, and just like making a framework around those 5 pillars. And, it's just a different way to kind of structure your business plan if you are building a business. I should preface that by saying like this whole model is it is certainly, if you want to start a business, it is for you, but it's also for people who are just trying to develop skills in the cloud native space. If you're trying to up level your career in DevSecOps or these sorts of things, this is a great place to start and learn skills, essentially, that you can then take back to your company and be a leader and what we call an intrapreneur, which are those people with sort of the entrepreneurial spirit who work within a company and help make a company better. ChatGPT, of course, everyone's been talking a lot about this lately. It's a super cool tool that you can definitely use to help, write code for you and streamline a lot of your development. So that's something we're adding to the stack. We also, if you have a business, we recommend that you do the entrepreneurial operating system, which is just an assessment model that we recommend. You can go find that online, the EOS system.
Yeah, it's right on their website. Anyone can do it.
Yeah, there is a free assessment there, and it'll kind of just give you an idea of the strengths and weaknesses of your business. Of course, you could do this for the company that you work for too, and get an idea of the strengths and weaknesses for your company, for your employer. We also recommend the secure controls framework, which is, kind of the epitome of like what you need to make sure that your business is secure. Disaster recovery planning is also a big piece of that. And secure controls framework is an open source tool matrix that you can use to assess your business. And then Home Assistant is a great way to kind of secure your home office and just kind of play around with tools.
Automate a smart home.
Automate a smart home. There you go. So all of these tools, well, not all of them, obviously. Not all of them are all like software, but a lot of these tools are, the whole point of it is to be able to like automate your business, and then also be able to identify areas within your business that could be automated, especially when we come to the SCF stuff. That's what we say is like the epitome of automation, the really boring stuff that are also really, really important. You don't want to have to do that kind of stuff all the time, but your business will not survive without it. So, make these tasks that you only have to do once, automate them, and let them run forevermore without you. All right, so serverless functions. What is CI/CD? We have some definitions in here. These all come from GitLab. I am, again, going to kind of let you guys go through some of these things yourself. That's why these resources are here.
Boring things you want to automate.
Boring things you want to automate. Serverless functions are those automations, essentially. And CI/CD, again, continuous integration, continuous delivery, automate it. So you might be kind of like, well, what's going on with these titles? These titles align with the chapter in the ebook. Again, this is a companion to a larger program that we're releasing. So that's where these, how to build a skyscraper comes from. There's more context around that in the full course and ebook. So Drop Squads, the Airbnb of cloud. So we realized, made the analogy that the Drop Squad model is very much like Airbnb. It's a business model for how to manage and secure a cloud-based company using nothing but serverless functions to host your cloud solutions. So, of course, we have these lovely little business models that you can see, and then I have just the full version, so you don't have to squint at them so terribly. So this is the Underground Ops business model. And then, of course, this talks a little bit more about how that whole, parallel comes into play. How this is the Airbnb of cloud, and how the Drop Squad model works with GitHub for support and resources. The next chapter, Nato was a beta tester for Final Fantasy XIV, and so he kind of is outlining some of the workflows that he did working in that environment, and kind of compares it to what it's like to work in as a network engineer. And then the drop squad roles. So when I was talking a little bit about how in the full program we're going to have some role plays that you can do, these are the 4 different roles that you will be role playing essentially. So these are the 4 roles that we have identified as being vital to any team essentially that will be doing these sorts of tasks. A solid DevSecOps deployment team will have these 4 roles within it. So of course there's the chief. Again, the book goes into even greater detail about all of these things, but it's also what we like to call the dispatcher, or if you come from MMO land, that would be the healer. Next we have the agent. The agent is the account manager, or in MMO terms, the tank. This is the person who's really out in the field making sales, getting the business side of things, out there chatting with people, being kind of the frontline person. Then we have the hacker. The hacker is also the DevOps engineer, or in MMO terms, the damage dealer. So this person has more of a back-end focus. They make the products exist, essentially, and help deliver products to the people. And then we have the technologist, another damage dealer type, but more of like the biz ops engineer. So that would be your person doing, your WordPress development, kind of the front-facing side of things, but the person in the back end making the front end stuff look good is kind of that technologist type. And then the chief, that first person, is the one who kind of ties it all together. They're the person who, when there are tasks that come up, they help assign the tasks, ensure the fair trade and teamwork within the team and that sort of thing. So they're kind of the leader, I suppose. And, it's the only role that can really be done as a solopreneur. If you're a solopreneur, then you can do all of these roles for yourself. But you have to really be the chief of all of it. So this goes into even more detail of what those are. And then getting into some of the stack nodes. Again, I'll let you guys kind of go over some of these things yourself if that's interesting to you. Once more, the link to this resource that I'm showing is in the description. So go ahead and check that out for yourself. And yeah, so this is, what the managed service looks like, essentially. It says, thanks to GitOps, the environment being merged, you can become nearly anything imaginable. Again, all of this is very agnostic, cloud agnostic, platform agnostic. You just need some essential tools, GitLab, GitHub, and we recommend GitKraken as well for the kind of the user interface to help manage all of these tools. And then we will be doing like a role play within the full course. And that full course we are calling Automate the Boring Things. Again, you can choose your own adventure. You can either pivot your career or build a cloud business with serverless functions. And that's all stuff that you will be learning in our course coming any day now. We're hard at work getting all this stuff out and ready and to you guys. So, yeah, there you go. That's a nice preview of Automate the Boring Things. And go check out the free resource, the Drop Squad survival guide, business model, and little ebook that we have that I just showed you. Nato, any parting comments before we hop off tonight from the background?
Learn and earn.
Learn and earn, he says. Yeah, good advice.
Got a good experience somehow.
Yeah, totally. And I honestly, I shout out to Randall Massey for that lovely little.
Yeah, that's a Randallism. It's like
Randall always comes up with like the best titles. He's like the punny guy, So shout out to Randall for learn and earn, because that's exactly it. Like, you can learn these skills. You're either going to earn more money at your company because you are worth so much more now, or you can go and get a better job with a different company, or you can start your own company. Either way, you're going to be earning more with the skills that you're learning.
It's a gig economy
right
based
here
work
in Cloud
format
Underground.
for cloud or whatever.
Gig economy based format for building a cloud based business. Heck yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.